Hello and good morning. It's now just coming up to 11 o'clock and it's freezing. But off I go to the market regardless. I was just thinking it's probably going to be noisy because there's traffic and it's later than I would have liked to have set out. I would have liked to have left around about 9 but wasn't able to do that. Anyway, as said, I'm off to the market, and a thought occurred to me just before I left. At this point a year ago, I was carefree. I was the proud owner of every second of every minute of every hour of every day of my life. And now the situation has flipped to the extent that the only time I have for myself, and it's not actually for myself, is when I'm out and about. Because when I'm back at my sister's place, if I'm not working, I'm attending to her. And even during the night, sometimes I have to say, whoever's up there listening, I say, please don't let her call me. And I don't mean it because I'm being horrible. One
Do you
moment.
know the road? Cranberry Road. Cranberry or Cranberry?
No.
Road.
Do you have a
No.
phone?
No, I don't.
No, I don't know where it is.
Okay, that's fine. Thank you.
Okay. Now, you see, ordinarily, this woman has just asked me, do I know where such and such a road is? Ordinarily, what I would have done is, I would have gone into my phone and shown her on my map exactly where it is. But at this particular point in time, they said I no longer have freedom. I don't have access to my own life. So things that I've learned is that there are basic things that people ought to be doing for themselves. I'm not going to help them, right? Because I'm a very kind, friendly, generous person, as you can probably tell if you've watched my other videos. And it's not because resentment has set in. It's because, and I talk about this in the book, which was published almost 20 years ago now. I talk about if you're going on a journey, you take time and you check to see where you're going. You don't just get up and go. But it's clear to me that this woman has just got up and gone. And it's not for me to do for her what she failed to do for herself. You see, because I don't go on a journey. When I'm going anywhere, even the last time I went to the market 2 days ago, on Tuesday, I went on the internet to check first if the market was open. I didn't just pick up myself, with it being the holiday season. I didn't just pick up myself and go. I checked to see whether or not the market was open, so I didn't travel there in vain. So that's a little experience right there about people not doing for themselves. And then it's so easy just to ask someone else. Because, as I said, I could have gone into my phone and found it for her. But I'm at that point now where I'm refusing to provide these basic services for people who, at the end of the day, it's her time, and if she wishes to waste it, then it's up to her. But going back to what I was saying now. Yeah, so I was mistress of every second of every minute of every hour of every day, and proudly so. And my life was peaceful. I had peace in my life. And now it will seem people who are not of that understanding will misinterpret what I'm about to say. But where I am at this moment, resentment has set in. Well, it started setting in, but I mean it's properly set in now, because I can't even and people look at it from the perspective that, oh, I'm not coping. It's nothing to do with that. It's a case that I don't want to cope, right? I don't want to cope with anything. I want my life back. And people will say, you're being selfish. No, I'm not. I am not being selfish. I've been with my sister on and off since April. I have not slept in my own bed for 6 months. Sorry, not 6 months. For 5 months, right from the summer up until this point. I've been sleeping on the sofa, and for me it's ridiculous. And people will say, oh, she can't help being ill. Perhaps not, but then, you know, I'm healthy. There's nothing wrong with me. As I said, my life was perfect up until the point where I've ended up absorbing full responsibility. Not because I said, oh, I will take responsibility. I first went to help out, and it's become a permanent situation by the looks of it. But I am learning a lot about people, especially, you know what they say, talk is cheap. There are so many people, like as an experiment last night, they have various prayer groups on Facebook, and I saw one. Well, one came up, the algorithms brought one up to my attention yesterday, and it was a woman praying for her daughter who was having an operation, and she asked specifically for what she wanted them to pray for. And so at whatever time in the morning it was, when I was still awake, you know, because there's work to be done, and the work still needs doing. It doesn't do itself. And it's like this. Sometimes I can just conk out, but because I'm always on duty, sometimes my sister will call me. I don't necessarily sleep soundly, so sometimes I can be lying awake and I will just refer to my phone and see what's going on. But so anyway, I decided, not by way of being mischievous, but I decided to go on that group that I'd seen the post from earlier, and to put up a request. But what I did was I went into detail and laid out exactly what it is. Not so much what it is that I'm, you know, because I'm not an emotional, feelings emotion type person. I'm practical. So I laid out in practical terms what the request should be. And the request was for them to ask God why I have been landed in this situation. And there are others who, I'm not the only family member, like I said, so why me kind of thing. And immediately I know what, actually I didn't want to judge the situation. I thought, let me see if these people actually pay attention, because it was just that one question. Ask God to tell me, not to tell them, to tell me why it is me, why I have been landed in this situation with my sister. Just that. And immediately they all came on there, I'm praying for you, may God grant you strength, blah blah blah, for you, this, that and the other. And I'm thinking, you see, typically, because earlier in the day, yesterday morning, my friend, long-term friend, admit it, because I ask people to stop praying for me because, because people, that's what they do, they pray, and I liken it to, say for example, I said to someone, I need some shopping, and without asking me what I need, some do-gooder, off they go to the shop and come back with a whole load of groceries, none of which I need, none of which is useful. So for me, that's how people pray. It's dark. People they go ahead and thinking they're doing service, they go ahead and ask God or whoever they pray to strengthen you. In this case, I went off at my friend, but like I said to him, no hard feelings to anybody. I say what I have to say, and that's that. So his prayer was that my sister should be comforted in her situation, and that God should give me the strength to be able to do my work and look after my sister. And I expressed it, I was horrified that he could be praying to God for me to be soldiering on. I don't want to soldier on. I said, I want my life back. That's what I want. Why not pray for my sister to get better? Why pray that she will be comfortable? Because in being comfortable, that means she becomes, and I use the word advisedly, she becomes a burden to all who, she becomes a burden to whoever has to look after her. And it's this thing, I don't know what it is with religious people, where they don't think in practical terms, right? So I'm not the kind of, I don't see any worth whatsoever in surrendering, speaking for myself, in surrendering my life, looking after somebody, when the solution, the practical solution is that the person gets better. That, for me, is the goal, which is why I'm going to the market. I'm going to buy loads of turmeric and ginger, because the turmeric I bought last time, which was quite a bit, it lasted just 2 days. So now I need to get more. I need to get like 4 days supply to take me into Monday. Right, so I'm doing what I can practically with the natural remedies to try and help aid my sister's recovery. And meanwhile, I've got people praying that I will have strength. I don't need bloody strength. I'm strong enough. I'm one of the world's strongest people. I would pit myself and back myself in a competition of, if you want to talk about mental, spiritual, emotional strength, I'll back myself against anybody. Right? You can bring a tag team at me and I'll still back myself to win. I don't need strength. So going back to my analogy about the shopping, that would be somebody, I've already got these items and you're bringing me a whole load more of it. I don't need strength. And this was one of the things that this group of people, one of them came on there and was praying that I get strength to deal with her. I don't, as I said, bloody want strength. What I want is my life back. And in order for me to have my life back, seeing that nobody else is going to pitch in and help out with my sister, then it means she needs to get better. Right? And I am not the person who can grant health and strength and life. All I can do is, as I feel inspired as I do the research, is get the natural remedies. I mean, I'm healthy, so I don't have any health problems, so I must be doing something right. So all I can do is introduce some of the things that have worked for me. But as I said, I'm learning so much about people from this perspective. So sometimes it's as though it's not until, there's a saying in In prosperity, our friends know us. In adversity, we know our friends. So, for me, frankly, I am surrounded by uselessness. No amount of telling me, God will bless you, you're such a good person, I'm praying for you, or any kind of words. No amount of words is going to change the situation. So if it be the case that I'm trapped in this situation with my sister in order that I can get material, because that's that's how I get my source material, by virtue of experiences. If it be the case, then it's not looking good for those who claim belief in God. It's not looking good, because how on earth can you position yourself to pray for people without even knowing what the needs of that person is? And I made absolutely sure that I said what it was that I wanted. And straight away, I'll pray for you. I'll pray that God gives you strength. I didn't ask anybody to pray to God that I should have strength. I'm perfectly capable of doing that. Like I said, it was just an exercise to see people, they set up prayer groups and the like, to actually see, if you like, what they will do when put in a position or when asked to do it. So that's where I am. But as I said, a year ago, I was, today being New Year's Eve, I was planning, I already knew what I was going to wear, but for me, it was all about partying, sleeping, partying. That's all. This is what I look forward to this time of year. All right, we have lockdown and the coronavirus, so nothing was going to happen anyway. But at least I would have been able to just stay in my bed and rest and relax and get myself in gear for the coming year. Because like I said, the only time when I get time to rest is around now, when business is shut down and I don't have any deadlines, I don't have any work to do. But anyways, here we are. So it'll be interesting to see what happens next. But knowing God as I know him, he's not going to keep me in this situation forever, because like I said, resentment has set in, not towards my sister, I must say, but for the fact that I don't have my life. I carefully crafted it. I live in such a way as to be mistress of my own life, of my, so I can do everything that I want when I want it. Like, for example, I'm there 24 hours in the day, and if I have a deadline, if I choose to stay all day in bed, then I would work through the night, so I could make time work for me in whatever way I want to. But here, being with my sister now, I can't even say I'm gonna go to bed at 10 and wake up at, I don't know, maybe 8 or whatever. I don't have access to that, because in the nighttime she's going to call me for something. So I think it was not last night before, she called me 3 times during the night, and it makes life very difficult when I have to sort of attend to her and then try to attend to my work duties. So what's not to resent? People might want to say, oh, it's good that you're in a position where, God can use you to help her. That's garbage. What needs to happen is she needs to get better. That's what needs to happen. Right, so I'm going to check out now, because I've said as much as I feel inclined to say. So I don't do Christmas, but I do New Year, especially the partying aspect. So Happy New Year.